Our first panelist of the afternoon will be Njambi, who is a friend of the London International Lesbians and has performed for us a few times at the Laughing Labia. Let's welcome Njambi. What does Black History Month mean for you?
Black History Month is a little bit weird for me because it's the only time that we can talk about our history. And yet I have lived Black history all my life. So it's nice to be acknowledged, but the fact that we only have 1 month to tell our stories that have been going on for years and years and years and years and years, but we have 1 month to tell it. So yeah, I mean, it's great that it's being acknowledged, and but it's weird. It's weird that we only have 1 month we can tell our stories.
So we're gonna go and introduce Tua.
Good afternoon, everyone.
What does Black History Month mean for you?
I will say one thing. I think is for me is very significant because we are sharing our thoughts to the whole world to listen, giving this voice for women to the whole world to listen on. Like, I have a lot of trauma I've gone through in my life at the age when I came to this country. So it's good for people to listen and then take off this thought and see how they can help. So it means a lot. This day means a lot to me. Yeah.
Thank you. Would you like to share a little bit about who you are and what your life experience is with us?
Yes, I like talking about myself. I'm a comedian, and I'm also an author and a scriptwriter. So I've been doing comedy for around about 10 years, and a full-time author for the last about 5 years actually. But then, writing takes such a long time. Yeah, that's who I am. And I wrote a memoir, if you want to know about my history. I wrote a memoir, and it's called Through the Leopard's Gaze. And this is about, it's about the history of Kenya, but from my perspective, and how the imperialism and colonialism has impacted all people in Africa and carry on to do so until today. So my memoir is about what happened to my parents, and in return, what my parents were like to us. My mom and my grandma were the generation that were put in concentration camps in Kenya between 1952 and 1960. So there was just all women. They were separated, and they spent 8 years there. So from the age of 8 until she was 16, my mother grew up in a concentration camp with all the other women, mainly being starved with no food and stuff like that, all in the name of the empire. So for me, history is very painful. It brings very bad memories for us, but we only have 1 month to tell these stories. So if you're interested in the history of Kenya, and if you want to know, all the people who says that they want Britain to go back to the good old days, this is what it means, the good old days. It just means a lot of pain and suffering for people around the world. This is the empire. Kenya became independent in 1963. So one of the things that a lot of people in Kenya are coming to terms with is like some of the bodies, people who are beheaded, their heads are still in London, and people have never been able to move on and bury their loved ones. So these people have been asking for the bodies of their loved ones so that they can move on, but they haven't been able to move on. So this is what history means to us. And you can see why the history of colonialism is so painful for a lot of people around the world.
What would you like to share about your personal life experience?
I'm a young lady from Cameroon. I'm not gonna, like I said, because there's a lot of emotional thoughts I've gone through in my life, but I'm happy to share part of it. Sometimes I'll be emotional, but I'll try not to be to you all. So I'm a lesbian woman from Cameroon. I came to England when I was very young. But before back home, they don't accept you being a lesbian in Cameroon. It's like a taboo. So I was forced to marry an old man when I was the age of 16 because of my sexuality, because I was found being a lesbian. So I was forced to get married to a man of 16. That was not my own thought, but I was forced because my parents never wanted that shame, never wanted to look at it like a taboo, or me not to go to prison, or me not to be killed, except me to go to married for a young age of 16 years old, which I wasn't ever happy. I had a series of abuse, series of domestic violence. That was my first time a man disvirgined me so brutally. I was beaten, beaten to death because it wasn't my choice, but I have no choice. I was forced to push to that wall to do things which I did, which wasn't my fault. So I found my way, manage my way, went into so many bad things, prostitution, just because I want to come here, just to get my own life for who I am, not to take who I am from me. And I stood my grounds to say, no, I have to do something. And I came through help of people. I found myself here. Found myself in UK, and I came to UK 2004, which was a long journey, the story of immigration. And as I came here, I was hiding as well, thinking maybe if I open my mouth to tell people I'm a lesbian, not knowing that in this country, it would be better for me because nobody told me. I was hiding till I found myself, found the help of Kate, found the help of so many LGBT group, and I gave them my story, and they said, no, don't worry, Twa. We're going to help you. It's a long journey. You're in a better place. You open up. You do this, you do that, And I found myself, and I was happy. I'm happy now. Open up now. I can even talk my story to people. I can even go to LGBT community, meet people, smile freely without anybody judging me, telling me and pointing finger on me. So I'm a very proud lesbian woman now, which I'm very happy to be here, and I'm happy to talk to all of you. Seeing you people accepting me in this community today, calling my name, that's why you have to be on this show. So it's a privilege for me. It's really, really important for me. It makes me feel so important. And thank you all.
We are happy and honored to have you here with us today, sharing your story.
Yeah.
Can I ask, where did you get the strength? What gave you the strength to keep going?
A lot of people gave me. I have a friend called Kate. She's, I think at least know her. She's really, I don't know, they say a God sender into my life. And also, I'm a strong fighter. I never give up. I'm a very strong fighter. And I'm with Rainbow Sisters, LGBT group Rainbow Sisters, run by Sarah Coop. So she's one of my coordinator. And I'm there like one of her junior coordinator as well, which now I always talk to LGBT lady who come from Cameroon to seek asylum in this country. I always talk to them, hear their story, try to help them, to fix them, or to call for people for help. So I would say God give me the strength, and the community that I am, and the people that I've met, a lot of different groups I've joined. So they have helped me hold my hand and say, Twa, you can go. It's a journey that we have to fight. We can break this wall, I've been to Black Pride, I've been to Pride, and I've seen the way people live, and I follow the flow, and I'm so happy. So happy, yeah.
Thank you, Tua.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tua. Will you be able to mention one or two reasons to celebrate? Give me one thing.
One of the reasons, one thing to celebrate about Black History Month?
Yes.
I get work and get paid. So yeah, money. You need to joke, money. Well, see, the thing is, like, I'm very passionate about two things, about the history and about my comedy. But the two of them are sort of, they merge a little bit. So I can't even think of a joke to tell right now to lighten the mood, when you finish talking about mass murder of people and then crack a joke is kind of is always a little more difficult. But I'm happy talking about this because this is what Black History Month is. Black history is about being subjected to everything that we have been subjected to. But it's nice to have that space to be able to talk about it and for people to listen. And I am grateful that I have all of you people on screen listening to our trauma, because one of the things that enables healing is for people to listen to somebody's trauma. And once you're granted that and people believe you, you can almost start to heal. But it's when this is denied to people that they still feel that they cannot overcome their trauma. But this has been a very interesting journey for me. And through the time of writing this book, I have had so many people just encourage me. Everybody, people of all races have come to me and they've said, oh my God, like your book is just, your story. We want to hear about this. And a lot of people, and I've done all this stuff for my shows, and everybody just has been very encouraging and says it's important and necessary for us to share our stories. And that is my experience, and I like having a platform to be able to debrief, because this is what we need to do to debrief. And just the fact that people can lend you their ear to just listen to your trauma, that is important.
Thank you very much, Njambi. Are there any challenges that you have faced that you think are different, bigger, or in any way more challenging because of you being a Black lesbian?
Yeah. The challenges I've got here in UK or in Africa, or
I'll be interested to hear about the challenges you might have had.
Well, in here, the challenge I got with challenges to the immigration. First, they told me I'm not a lesbian. They refused me, wrote it in white and black ink that I am not a lesbian. That they don't think I'm a lesbian, they don't believe. So I asked them that question. I took that letter to my friend Kate and asked them, I don't know what it means to say I am not a lesbian. I say, I am not a lesbian. Have you, as a man, I say, have you asked my caseworker, have you slept with me? I don't know why you judge people. Do I have to put a picture on my face to write I am a lesbian? And they gave me some reason and said, I've never been to a lesbian nightclub to prove that I'm a lesbian. So I was laughing. I was really laughing because it was really funny. If I show anybody that letter, they will laugh. So it gave me a lot of challenges in my life. They disbelieve who I am, disbelieve my sexuality, and tell me I'm a liar, call me a liar. So, and I face a lot of challenges. I would say in Africa, I've faced a lot of challenges with Cameroonians. I've been to a party where a friend came, she's a lesbian, she came from Paris, so I took her there just to hang around. And a lady came and said to me, oh, you. She just said, you man. She never pronounced my name. He said, oh, they are calling for you. Say, well, they say, ladies and gentlemen, they say ladies to go first for food. So when I wake up with my friend, she said, are you a lady? Why are you standing? So it was so embarrassing. I was crying. That's where every Cameroonian knew in that party that I was a lesbian. People were not looking at me, pointing fingers. I'll go to places that accept who I am. They take me for who I am, and they are the same people like me.
We love you for who you are.
Thank you. Thank you very much.